Shalom. Once again, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS Great Millstone. And salutation to your brothers expressing sword and sincerity and truth throughout the four corners of the earth. Shalom. This is Brother Ariah here again from GMS Guyana. Here with another lesson. Once again, all praise to YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. The Heavenly Father's name is Yahawah, which means He is or He exists, and His Son's name is Yahawashi, which means He save or He deliver. So the inspiration for this video, was a video I watched with the elder earlier, and he was getting into that, in New York City, Andrew Cuomo, announced that all public servants, all government workers, must be vaccinated, or if you're not vaccinated, you're required to show up to work with a negative PCR test every week, and this is in America, aka Babylon. Now we see the same thing happening here, all across the world in South America, Guyana. We see the same thing happening. Right, so just gonna read this article, and then I'm gonna bring out some scriptures, as we see these, these prophecies being fulfilled day by day, and we see in the words that the prophets speak being fulfilled also, So this is today's news from Newsroom. It says, headline reads, it says, unvaccinated Giftland staff required to submit negative PCR tests weekly. Right, so this is just Isa Edom pushing his agenda, across the four corners of the earth. Right? Let me just get his precept. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 12 and verse 12. It says, therefore rejoice ye heaven, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knew that he had but a short time. And who's this talking about? It's talking about Isa Edom. The same thing that is pushing in Babylon the Great, the same thing pushing across the four corners of the earth, because these nations, they're drinking from the cup of Babylon. Right? This is Revelation chapter 17 and verse 2. So start at 1. It says, and there came one of the seventh angels having It says, and there came one of the seven angels which had the seven seals, and took me, saying unto me, come here, and I will show unto you the judgment of the great whore, who sitteth upon many waters. And the great whore is America, and the many waters is speaking about people. Right? Verse 2, this is the point. It says, that who the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunken with the wine of our fornication. The kings of the earth talking about these so-called presidents and prime ministers that we have today. you know. So we're gonna go in a little more in the article. It says staff of the Giftland Office Max. Now Giftland Office Max is one of the largest mall that it got in Ghana right now, right? And this place can implying like about, you know, 400 to 500 workers. And most of these workers are jigs, doing the cleaning jobs and the driving and the serving of the food and what's not. Right? So it says Giftland Office Max, whom Giftland Office Max who have not taken their vaccine will be required to present a negative PCR vaccination test at the beginning of every week. Right? So those who decide that they're not taking the vaccine, they're trying to force their hand by telling them that they got to take a PCR test every week. Now the average worker that works there on a small level getting like about $45,000 to $50,000 a week, if so much. And a negative PCR test is 10,000. So they're trying to weary out people and force them to take this job, right? But one thing that you got to remember is that there's certain things in this life that you have to let go of. Certain things you have to detach yourself from. Right? Now, if you could hold your job, you hold your job for as long as you could hold it. But don't get in your mind that this job is what gonna provide for me and my family, right? Because it's the Most High Yahawah that is providing for you and your family. He's the one that gave you the job, right? And he's the one that gave you the job, so the Most High could provide for you without you even working. Look at the children of Israel, 40 years in the wilderness. The Most High provided for them. The clothes never get old on the backs. The shoes never tear. So the Most High can provide for you. But there's things in this world that being a follower of YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, there's things that you're gonna have to let go. Right? Even family members, your wife, your parents, certain things you got to detach yourself from. Now, this magazine is nothing good. And the advice, from the top come right the way down, is from the elders and apostles to the spirit and power of YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. It is nothing good. And the word is, don't take it. Trust in YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, and He can open doors and He can do things for you. Look at, let me get a precept. Right? Because when Yahushai was on scene and he gathered his disciples, they let everything go and follow after YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. Right? This is Matthew chapter 19 and verse 27. He says, Then answered Peter and said unto him, Behold, we have forsaken all and followed thee. watch, we have forsaken all and follow thee, what shall what shall we have thereof? So this is a question that Peter is asking, right? But bear in mind, the point is that they have forsaken all. They've forsaken the life they had before, you know, they've forsaken the job, they've forsaken family members, house, land, and all these things. Likewise, we know in these times there's things that we have to forsake, right? Well, let me do this. Let me just get this word forsake. Matthew 19, and you see what it says. Just bear it a little bit. This phone is internet little thing, so it will take a little time. Alright, just hold on, let me just pull this up. Just gonna check this word forsake.
Strong's G 863. Afimi. Afimi.
Afimi. Forsake, it says to send away, to bid, go away, to depart from a husband, divorce of wife, to send forth, to let go, to let alone, to let be, to disregard, to leave, not to know, to let go, to give up, to keep on longing for. So yeah, basically there's the point, to let go, to depart. So we get back the precept. Matthew 19 and verse 27 says, Then answered Peter and said unto him, Behold, we have forsaken all. Behold, we have forsaken all and followed thee. What shall we have thereof? And Yahawah shall answer and said unto them, Verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit on his throne, on the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit upon 12 tribes, judging on 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. It says, and every one that had forsaken house, or brother, or sister, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or land, for my name's sake, shall receive 100-fold, and shall inherit everlasting life, you know. So there's things in this world that we got to let go of, you know, and count it as losses, right? So let me get with the Apostle Paul. This is Philippians chapter 3. Philippians chapter 3 and verse 7. It says, "But what things are gain unto me, though those I count loss for Yahawashi's sake." You know, so coming down to the end of this thing, you know, we should be putting our trust and our focus and everything on YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, you know, and don't depend on this world and this system. Because if you depend on the system, you can have to go with what the system say, and then the system is against YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI will. So it's best for you to offend the world and fuck away with the system, you know, and put your trust in YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, because remember, YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI is in control of everything, right? Verse 8, it says, yea, let me just get this. Verse 8, it says, yea, doubtless I count all things but losses for the excellency of the knowledge of Yahawah, of Yahawashi Mashiach, of whom I have suffered losses for all things, and do count them as dung, that I might win Yahawashi. You know, so there's things that we have to count as losses and all things as dung, so that we could win Yahawashi. You know, so Lord's willing, this video is edifying. Once again, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI BAHASHAM Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of the TMS Great Millstone. Now, I, brothers, is pushing this word in sincerity and in truth throughout the four corners of the earth. Shalom. Till next time.